Part 35. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 347. And now, this little psycho has become a Chuyunin. The family members who returned from the battlefield were stunned. They didn't believe what the clan members who stayed behind said, but when they saw Hinata Hikaru wearing her Chuyunin vest loosely and casually, they believed. This broken vest is so uncomfortable. I really don't know how Namikaze Minato and Namatsu adapt to it. Hinata Hikaru was a little unhappy, so he casually took off his Chuyunin vest. The reason why she wore this thing today was because of family rules. What kind of rules? The old-fashioned nature of the Hyuga clan has become deeply rooted in people's hearts. Following Hinata Chu, he stepped into the arena, and then everyone knelt down. Oh, only Hinata had her legs crossed. This maverick style attracted the eyes of the people in the branch family. Hinata Hikaru snorted hard and said, "This leader has really suffered from the eyes of his tribe." After that, the remaining people arrived one after another in twos and threes. Day to day. His arrival instantly attracted everyone's attention. Maybe it's because of the times, but Hyuga Hisashi's melancholy boy style is very popular. How do you say that? Show a man, he say waste? Judging from the behavior of the Hyuga girls from the separate families who looked shy or did not dare to look at him, we knew how popular Hyuga Hisashi was. Ga. Not as good looking as Namikaze Minato. Hinata looked around at everyone and said that all of them were blind. Namikaze Minato. So, where is Minato Namikaze now? Outside the wall of the Hyuga clan's mansion, Namikaze Minato was squatting on a tree, looking inside with a telescope. There is no doubt that Namikaze Minato is very curious about what happened today. Well, he is also concerned about Hinata Hikaru. So, he was peeping outside. Jiraiya, the lecherous immortal with a bad soul, and Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, developed many ninjutsu specifically for voyeurism. The mysterious voyeuristic ninja technique that Jiraiya calls penetration. In the past, he forcibly taught Namikaze Minato. And Namikaze Minato, who had never used it before, was actually grateful for it today. It was precisely because he learned the secret technique of penetration that he was able to peek into what was happening in the Hyuga clan's dojo. Transparent escape, as the name suggests, is an escape technique that can see through objects. It is a ninjutsu invented by Jiraiya based on the inspiration of the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan. This technique first requires a prop such as a telescope. Then, by using the ninjutsu, you can penetrate the object through the lens and see what is hidden behind the object, which is indescribable. In Namikaze Minato's field of vision, the wooden wall of the Hyuga clan's dojo was seen through, and he successfully found Hinata Hikaru's figure. Very good. Namikaze Minato slowly put down his telescope and looked at Nosatsu, who was also squatting on a tree trunk nearby to peek. Yezong, can you see it? Of course. Namatsu, a young man from the Earth Spider clan, is using a special ninja technique to control a small spider to sneak into the Hyuga clan dojo. Afterwards, form the wild pine seal, place your index finger and middle finger in front of your right eye, and cover it. A spider lying on the beam of the dojo replaced the vision of Yesong's right eye. Spiders do not have compound eyes, and generally have 8 eyes, but there are also 6, 4, 2 eyes, and some even have no eyes. In terms of the color and function of the eyes, they are divided into night and day. By transmitting the spider's vision to his own optic nerve, Yesong gained the ability to infiltrate and voyeur at the same time. This is a method that can only be used by those belonging to the Earth Spider family. Ninpo technique spider vision, third eye, successfully connected. Nasomatsu murmured, and after adjusting a bit, he gained a closer and clearer view than Namikaze Minato. In this way, Hinata Hikaru's happy friends were silently paying attention to her performance without her knowledge. In the Hyuga clan dojo, Hyuga Hisashi looked around, and after a moment, he walked towards the people who were kneeling. Many girls from separated families looked at Hinata Hisashi nervously and shyly, hoping that the gentle and elegant Hinata Hisashi would sit next to them. The melancholy and heartbreaking look inspired the maternal nature of the girls. However, all of these are just beautiful hopes. Hinata Hisashi walked to the side of the person, looked at her, nodded, and gently bent down and knelt down. Suddenly, the dojo became silent. The expressions on the faces of the separated girls are even more wonderful. Either dumbfounded, shocked, or disbelieving. Some people even have twitching corners of their mouths. Next to Hinata Hisashi was Hikaru Hinata, who was sitting alone in the corner. The marginal position originally arranged to squeeze out Hinata Hikari has now become the focus of everyone's attention. Coincidence, must be a coincidence. Many separated girls murmured in their hearts. They thought that Hinata Hisashi must have chosen the location randomly, and it happened to be next to Hinata Hikari. Quack. Hinata Hisashi, you are seeking death again. Feeling the eyes full of negative emotions, Hinata turned his head and looked directly at the culprit. There was a faint smile on Hinata Hisashi's gloomy face, and he said softly, "Yes, I just don't accept it. I, Hyuga Hisashi, want to use the battle madness axe." Zzz. Intense lightning flashed between their eyes. Hinata Hisashi was ready to fight, and he who had just been repaired by Hyuga Mami completely turned against him. Today he will have a fight to the death with Hikaru Hinata. The branch families continued to enter, and a girl from the branch family came towards Hinata Hikaru. "Hikaru Hinata, go aside." Someone said this unceremoniously, as if they were driving away Hinata. Hinata Hikari raised his head and looked at the girl from the branch family who was a head taller than him. Hinata looked at her quietly. The latter's face had a look of mixed disdain and contempt, and he obviously didn't take Hinata seriously. In the latter's view, Hinata Hikaru is nothing more than a cricket psychopath. Her name is Hinata Maesumi. 14 years old, Shuyunin, seems to be a graduate at the same time as Hinata Hisashi. He seems to have some interest in Hinata Hisashi. The most important thing is that Hinata Maesumi is very good at fighting. In order to be able to catch up with Hinata Hisashi, there are few girls who can work as hard as Hyuga Maesumi and practice life-threateningly. He was obviously a branch of the family, but he broke through the limitations of the 8 Bagua palms and realized the 16th Bagua palms on his own. Among all the Chunin in the branch family, he is also one of the best. More importantly, this Hinata Maesumi seems to be Hinata Mami's cousin. Emphasis added. Oh duck. This is interesting. Hinata Hisashi seemed not to notice this scene, but looked ahead calmly. This kind of performance further encouraged Hinata Maesumi's arrogant performance. In her opinion, Hinata Hisashi accidentally sat next to this little psycho. Then, she just needs to get rid of this little psychopath. Didn't you hear what I said? Little psycho, Hinata Maesumi frowned, looking increasingly unhappy. Of course I heard, Hinata. Hinata nodded obediently. This scene, on the contrary, made everyone in the branch family look at him with surprise. This is not quite right. Isn't Hinata Hikaru usually very arrogant? According to normal development, Hinata Hikaru should have turned against him on the spot. So stupid. The last two words came out of Hinata Hikari's mouth. She said, "So stupid, Hinata Maesumi. Hinata is so stupid." Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 348. Puff. Someone laughed immediately. And Hinata Maesumi's face turned extremely ugly in an instant. Gah! Didn't you hear what my leader said? Hinata is so stupid, Hinata said with a sarcastic smile, returning exactly what the former said. You. Hinata Maesumi is about to explode now. However, Hinata's counterattack is not over yet. Will she be the kind of person who suffers easily? Ga. Hinata is so stupid. This leader knows that you like Hinata Hisashi, but there is no doubt that Hinata Hisashi doesn't tease you at all, and you don't go back and look in the mirror, you ugly monster. Another way to explain the magic of daylight. Everyone suddenly realized that no wonder Hinata Hisashi didn't express any reaction to Hinata Meisumi's actions. It turns out that people don't care about her at all. Humph. You're so stubborn, let's see how I teach you a lesson later in the competition, Hinata Meisumi said angrily with a cold face. She didn't finish her sentence. For her cousin immediately appeared. Okay, Hinata Meiju, you even snatched my sister's man. You shameless bitch. Baichi. Hinata Mommy appeared from the side and struggled with Hinata Mizumi. For a while, the sisters were at each other's throats and couldn't see the beauty of the painting. And all this is because of the difference between Hyuga and Hisashi. Quack. Hinata was in a panic. You are really bad. Hinata Hisashi suddenly turned his head and said calmly, the next second, he was torn apart by Hinata Mommy's hands. Gaga, the weather is nice today. Hinata raised her head and looked at the ceiling. Hinata's arrogance did not surprise everyone, or in other words, this was the Hinata they knew. A very arrogant little psycho. And in this family competition, this little mentally ill person will be taught how to be a good person by many people. That's true, that's true, that's true. The person in charge of the branch came over and scolded the three people who were wrestling together. At the same time, this also heralds the beginning of family competition. Outside the Hyuga clan's wall, Namikaze Minato and Namatsu look inside, the Hyuga clan's internal family competition. A round of soft fists and hammering? Almost. And the most important thing, is that they are very much looking forward to Hinata's performance. It's time, everyone, be quiet. When the elder Hinata spoke, the dojo suddenly became quiet. This is the Hyuga clan. As long as the elders speak, the younger ones will immediately follow. It is a virtue, but also a bondage. The huge ashram was silent. After a few elders looked around, they gave speeches. Hinata scratched her little head and listened to the unsatisfactory speech. Roughly. It is the mission of the branch family to protect the clan members, Balabala, and all the families must work harder. Of course, I didn't forget to shout out at the end. I am the best in the ninja world of Daija Fist Taijutsu. Our Hyuga clan is the largest clan in Konoha. Hinata tilted her little head and thought for a moment, our Hyuga clan is the largest clan in Konoha. When did the saying begin? It seems like, it only came about after the Senju clan fell. This is called, when the tiger is not at home, the monkey becomes the king. When the Thousand Hands clan is here, can you try shouting? It's boring, it's boring. Hinata Hikari shook his head repeatedly, expressing disdain for such a shameless statement. After that, the family competition began. This year's competition has been changed, probably related to the ongoing war. In previous years, they were directly promoted to the rankings through a soft fist fight, but this year, there is an additional written test. It seems that the upper echelons of the Hyuga clan also understand that fighting each other alone is not enough, you also need to have brains. There are many people who are fooled to death on the battlefield without brains. And even if they have brains, there are many master ninjas who can overturn things. Alas. Hinata Hikaru looked at the test scroll and pen that were handed to her, feeling quite nostalgic. It's been half a year since I graduated from ninja school and I haven't seen any test questions. On the other side, Hinata Meisumi held a scroll in her hand and turned towards Hinata Hikaru from time to time. In Hinata Meisumi's opinion, she should be the one sitting next to Hinata Hisashi. Hinata Hikaru is just a little psycho, why should she? After Hinata Hisashi got the scroll, he quickly opened it and browsed through the test questions on it. Obviously, all the above test questions are actual tests. As a ninja who had been on the battlefield for nearly a year, he knew very well how to answer these test questions. Therefore, I quickly started writing. It's a written test question. Namikaze Minato, who was squatting on a tree trunk, saw through the telescope the problem facing Hinata. His current appearance is quite similar to Jiraiya's demeanor when he was spying on him. No one would believe him even if he said he was not a master or a disciple. According to Namikaze Minato's memories, during the ninja school, Hinata's theoretical scores were particularly. No, Namikaze Minato, Hinata Hikaru, she may be different this time. Yasong's left eye was wide open, but without focus. His sight was all concentrated on the optic nerve of his right eye. By controlling the spiders that sneaked into the dojo, Namatsu could see things more clearly than Namikaze Minato, and he could even see the content of the test questions on the scroll on the desk clearly. It's a practical question. Yasong's frown relaxed. If it were a practical question, Hinata Hikaru would definitely still have a chance. In the examination room, Hinata spread all the scrolls flat. Her mental power is several times stronger than that of ordinary people, and she can move 10 directions with one glance. Therefore, I quickly browsed through all the test questions. Quack. Simple, simple. Hinata looked at the test questions with a nervous smile on her face. She knows that many people want to see her laugh. But who is she? How can the majestic leader of Tongtian cult be speculated by some insignificant scum? Most of the test questions are questions like what will happen to XX enemy and XX environment if you face it? For example, question 1. Q. You are a member of the Hyuga clan. How should you face an enemy who is good at long-range ninjutsu attacks? Hinata Hikaru replied, get close quickly and kill it to pieces. A rustling sound sounded, and Hinata Hikaru quickly wrote down this answer that did not require any thought at all. In the following test questions, no matter what enemy he encounters, Hinata Hikaru will always say I will kill him to pieces as a leader. The test questions range from easy to difficult. Many members of the branch family began to sweat on their foreheads, either hot sweat, cold sweat, anxious, or frowning. Even Hinata Hisashi fell into deep thought. Only Hinata Hikari. Just so confident. For Hinata, strategy. Plot. These are only considered if the strength is insufficient or under certain conditions. If you are always stronger than the enemy, are there any other considerations? Crush all the way and kill the teeth. Of all the branch family members in the dojo, Hinata Hikaru was the first to put down his pen. She looked at her answer with great satisfaction and thought she had given the most perfect answer. You want to stump this leader with such a small problem. Hinata shook her head nervously. After that, she turned her head and looked at Hinata Hisashi, who followed her and put down his pen. Zaza. Hinata Hikari said something provocatively to Hinata Hisashi and gave her middle finger. She is still brooding about what happened before. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 349. However, Hinata Hisashi looked calm and seemed not to hear it at all. At the end of the dojo, on the steps, each branch elder looked at the clansmen in the audience and couldn't help but nod and smile. His eyes were fixed on Hinata Hisashi. As expected of the patriarch's second son, it seems that he is the first to complete the exam questions. Another elder shook his head and said no. The first person to complete the test questions was Hinata Hikaru. Nani? This caused a bit of consternation among some of the elders on the stage. They didn't pay attention to Hinata at all, because in their hearts, people with abnormal brains like Hinata were just there to make up numbers. However, he never expected that Hikari Hinata would be the first to complete the exam. Ahem. Someone coughed a few times. Even if Hikaru Hinata finishes it first, he may not be able to answer it correctly. Maybe he wrote it randomly. Others nodded in approval. The separated clansmen glanced at Hinata Hikaru and smiled disdainfully in their hearts. This little lunatic only cares about being in the limelight. She will cry when the time comes. The test time is half an hour. Half an hour later, the parents in separate families announced that the time was up. Some were happy, some were disappointed, and some were relieved, with various expressions. At this time, a branch jounin came over to the stage and began to collect the scrolls. In this family competition, only genin and chuyunin participated. The jounin of the branch family, anyone with enough IQ knows that the clan is trying to beat the branch family, so there is no need to participate in the family competition. Only young girls, newborn calves are not afraid of tigers, young people's hearts are as high as the sky, so they need to be beaten. After that, Hinata Hikari and others sat quietly on the spot, waiting for the jounins of the branch to review the examination papers. It took about 10 minutes and the results were reviewed. After the marking of the last children's examination paper was completed, the jounins of the separate families started a quiet discussion. And looking at the pillars of the branch family talking to each other on the stage, the clan members below the stage began to whisper, and the nervous atmosphere spread in the dojo. The person who failed was read out first. As the names were announced one by one, the faces of the tribesmen whose names were called suddenly turned pale. Although you won't receive any substantial punishment, you can't afford to be embarrassed just by being embarrassed. When a few losers were eliminated, the remaining people breathed a sigh of relief. However, they suddenly remembered something, and then everyone looked at Hinata Hikaru as if they had seen a ghost. This little psycho didn't get voted out? Quack. What's the matter, what's the point? Do you want to know about the wisdom and martial arts of this leader? Hinata looked around nervously and looked at the faces of the scum without mercy. Humph, Hinata Hikaru, don't think that you can continue to show off if you don't lose. Do you think you can be among the top few? The tribesmen turned their heads, obviously they couldn't stand it anymore, and they directly mocked Hinata Hikaru in a slightly higher tone. Especially Hinata Maesumi, who scolded her the most. Gah! Hinata is so stupid, I think you are really stupid. I will win the first place later, let's see where you put your ugly face. Hinata made a loud noise, and responded with sarcasm from afar. You. Hinata Maesumi was shaking with anger, but there was nothing she could do. The education of the Hyuga clan is old-fashioned, and the most curse words they can use are heiga, hentai, majisai, such cliché lines. And Hikari? Hinata Maesumi has no idea about the horror of my Chinese trolls. Quiet. A branch family jounin shouted. Immediately, there was no sound in the audience. After that, the jounins of the separate families began to announce another round of results, the top few. Everyone's little hearts were pounding, and everyone was holding their breath, not daring to breathe. Everyone was counting on themselves to get a good ranking. 10th place. The names were read out one by one, and in the blink of an eye, they were in the top 3. 3rd place, Hinata Maesumi. The branch jounin responsible for the announcement said the name of the third person. Suddenly, there was a murmur in the dojo. In the eyes of others, Hinata Maesumi was so powerful. At the age of 14, she actually defeated dozens of members of the branch family who were older than her in the actual combat test questions. If she were older, wouldn't she have to take off? Envy, jealousy, and admiration were expressed on everyone's faces, and everyone looked at Hinata Maesumi differently. However, Hinata Maesumi's pretty face suddenly turned white. If she wanted to say why, of course it was because it was different from what she expected. Hinata Maesumi's goal is to follow Hinata Hisashi. In her mind, she should be second and Hinata Hisashi first. But now, impossible. Hinata Maesumi shook her head slightly, her eyes that had lost their energy looked very dazed, and her whole person seemed more like she had suffered a major blow. The person following Hinata Hisashi was not her. How could she, who had always had a crush on Hinata Hisashi, accept this? After everyone discussed it, their curiosity shifted to the second place. Who is it? Can he get the second place and chase after Hinata and Hinata? Second place, Hinata Hisashi. The branch Chounin who just announced the second place result loudly. This result made the air in the entire dojo explode. The number one in everyone's mind, Hyuga Hisashi, is actually number two. How can this be? The branch family members were whispering to each other and discussing. Who can surpass Hinata Hisashi and win the first place in the written examination? Facing the noisy dojo, Hinata Hisashi's eyes widened a bit. This result seemed incredible even to him. Subconsciously, he looked at Hinata who was smiling nervously next to him. Then, Hinata Hisashi narrowed his eyes slightly and looked at Hinata Hikaru with eyes full of surprise. It is a kind of knowledge of destiny and a keen insight into destiny. A few years after Hinata was born, she was thinking about her own destiny. The word fate made Hinata Hikashi feel unwilling and depressed at the same time. Therefore, he has a keen sense that is different from ordinary people. The sixth sense, something that is called nonsense in other worlds, actually exists in this world. Otherwise, the great Toad Immortal would not have made various prophecies. Although Hyuga Hisashi could not see destiny as thoroughly as the great Toad Sage, he could keenly sense it with his sixth sense. The first place should be. Humph. Outside the wall, a smile appeared on the corners of Yesong's lips as he squatted on a tree trunk. There was a trace of matter-of-factness in his eyes. Namikaze Minato glanced at him, and he understood what Namatsu was thinking, because Namikaze Minato also believed it and understood Hinata Hikari. In terms of actual combat, no one can be Hinata's opponent. In the dojo, the branch Chounin turned his neck and glanced at each clan member. Finally, his eyes fixed on the girl. First place, Hikaru Hinata. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 350. His voice was not loud, and was even very calm. However, the effect was like casting an infinite Tsukuyomi, causing everyone to fall into silence, as if the whole world had returned to nothingness. In the dojo, there was deathly silence. Everyone had expressions of extreme astonishment on their faces, and most people had never thought of this possibility. Hinata Hikari, this mentally ill person who they thought was just using him to make up numbers, who was mentally abnormal and who was extremely arrogant every day, actually, won the first place. Is this a joke? The Jounin who came to the old-fashioned Hyuga clan, was naturally not joking. Quack. The first person to break the silence was Hinata Hikari with a matter-of-fact expression. She laughed strangely and looked around at everyone, as if she had infinite glory. This leader has won. Before Hinata Hikari could finish speaking, her words were drowned by countless sounds. How is this possible? Someone exclaimed and looked around. This world, how? What? Already? It's just a little mental illness. Someone looked suspicious of life, and his body collapsed on the ground. There was no way. The shock this incident brought to them was no less than someone saying I was going to go to heaven, and then she went to heaven. Hinata Mage's face was even more pale. She turned her head and stared at Hinata without blinking, her two white eyes widening to the extreme, as if she had seen a ghost. Hyuga Hikari? Mental illness? First place? Quack. Well, this leader just did a small and inconspicuous thing. Hinata Hikaru was talking to Hinata Hisashi. In other words, take the initiative to speak. She seemed to be saying this to Hinata Hikari on purpose. After all, Hinata Hikari was very vindictive. If he were an ordinary person, he would have been so angry that she fainted immediately. In first place, he even did an inconspicuous little thing. This is so awesome. Therefore, even Hinata Hisashi could not maintain that sense of calm, and was completely stunned on the spot. What can he do? What else can he do? At this point, the way Hinata Hisashi looked at Hinata Hikari was different. Hikaru Hinata, you are really shameless. Hinata Hisashi said very sincerely. This time, it actually made Hinata feel embarrassed. She couldn't stand this kind of sincere treatment. Hinata scratched her little head and said, "God, don't praise me, the leader will be embarrassed." Hinata Hisashi. I don't agree. Finally, Hinata Maesumi shouted. This time, the noisy dojo fell silent. Everyone looked at Hinata Maesumi, who stood up angrily, with expressions of curiosity or doubt in their eyes. Yes, if it were them, they wouldn't accept it either. So, everyone looked at the branch jounin at the front desk, who announced the results. Hinata Meiju, why are you dissatisfied? The branch jounin said calmly, without sadness or joy. I don't obey her. Hinata Maesumi stretched out her finger, and everyone turned their gazes again, looking at the person pointed by Hinata Maesumi's finger, which was Hinata Hikari. There must be something wrong with her test paper. Maybe she turned on her Byakugan and used her Byakugan to peek at the answer. Oh, I got it. Everyone present had a clear understanding. In the examination room, there are several jounin of the branch who are responsible for reviewing the answers. There must be a file with the correct answers placed on the table at the front desk for them to compare when reviewing. That Hinata Hikaru must have been lucky enough to find the case file with the correct answer with his Byakugan. Everyone nodded after hearing Hinata Maesumi's analysis, feeling that what she said was very reasonable. Humph. Hinata Maesumi, are you questioning the eyesight of us jounin? The cold words uttered from the mouth of the jounin who separated from the clan froze everyone's brain heat like a winter storm. The Hyuga clan's Byakugan is famous for its insight. Even the Sharingan can only be inferior in terms of insight alone. And Hinata Maesumi actually said that Hinata Hikaru cheated and plagiarized in the presence of so many branch jounin? Did she think this was the first test of the Chunin exam? Gah! If you can't compare with others, just accuse others of plagiarism, scumbag. Hinata Hikari, who was very proud, ridiculed Hinata Maesumi. In her opinion, Hinata Maesumi was really stupid. Hinata Maesumi's expression changed several times, but in the end she still didn't dare to get angry. She said, I just want to know why Hinata Hikaru is the first place. What's so good about her answer? Hinata Maesumi is a Chuyunin. She says she has more experience than Hinata Hikari and has done more B-level missions than Hinata Hikaru. Hinata Hikari just completed a B-level mission. How could she get full marks when faced with such a practical question? Humph. The branch jounin's mouth curled up, and he was obviously very disappointed with Hinata Maesumi. Ninja is iron and fire, victory and defeat. I can only enjoy success, but cannot bear even small failures. How can I become a jounin in the future? He looked around and found that except for Hinata Maesumi, other clan members also had more or less dissatisfied expressions on their faces. So, the branch jounin nodded, in that case, let you figure it out. A clan member held his breath and watched the branch jounin unfold Hinata Hikari's test paper. He took a look and said, the first question is, you are a ninja of the Hyuga clan. What should you do when facing an enemy who is good at long-range ninjutsu? Hyuga Maesumi nodded and said loudly, I will first use my Byakugan to observe the enemy's position, and based on the enemy's methods, I will choose to approach for a surprise attack, or wait for the support of my companions. The branch families in the audience nodded one after another, indicating that Hinata's answer was flawless. The enemy's ninjutsu may be of various kinds, so naturally you should choose to approach and attack, or wait for reinforcements to attack more. The branch family are not qualified to learn Bagwa Kongjang. Only those branching ninjas who are extremely talented have a small chance of understanding the Bagwakongjang that only the clan members use. Therefore, the long-range attack method of Bagwakongjang can be directly excluded. Similarly, return to heaven does not need to be considered in the test questions. The second question. The branch Jounin said again, but a trace of denial clearly flashed in his eyes. What would you do if you were the good long-range ninja in the first question? I will choose to attack from a distance, or escape, Hinata Maesumi answered without any hesitation. The branch Jounin turned and looked at Hinata Hikari. Hyuga Hikaru, tell me your answer. Quack, Hinata stood up from the floor, like a primary school student about to answer a question. For the first question, I will approach him directly and kill him to pieces. For the second question, I will kill him to pieces. It's ridiculous. Irrational. The eyes of many branch family members were filled with contempt for Hinata Hikaru, but only Hinata Hikaru had a special color flashing in his eyes. Why isn't there an option to escape? The branch Jounin asked. Quack. On the battlefield, where are you running? If you run away, what will happen to your teammates? What will happen to those ordinary villagers? Are you going to let the enemy bully you? Only enemies who become scum are good enemies. Hinata nodded matter-of-factly. Her answer was like a giant hammer, hitting Hinata Maesumi's chest directly. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 351. Hinata's face turned pale, her body was swaying, and she was about to fall down. Everyone's whispers disappeared in an instant, and after everyone was shocked, their faces were covered with shame. Their answers were similar to Hinata Maesumi's. They only considered themselves and never considered others. And the Konoha ninjas, pay attention to teamwork, protection, and the will of fire. The branch Jounin's mouth curved once again, and his eyes flickered. However, this time it was not disappointment, but relief and approval. In terms of ideological consciousness, Hinata Maesumi is not worthy of carrying Hinata Hikari's shoes. Hinata Hikaru thinks about the team, but most people, including Hinata Maesumi, only thinks about themselves. Suddenly, the branch Jounin thought of something again. This might be an advance instruction or an impromptu decision. He asked again, Hikaru Hinata, what should you do if the enemy is stronger than you? Ga. He is stronger than my leader, so I will kill him too. Hinata Hikaru spoke without any hesitation. Absurd. It was Hinata Maesumi who spoke. You are no match for the enemy, how can you defeat him? Hikaru Hinata. Don't you ever think about failure? But this moment. The light in the branch Jounin's eyes became brighter and the smile on his lips grew brighter. He glanced at Hinata Maesumi and then at Hinata Hikari. He seemed to be expecting her answer. Hyuga Meiju, you don't understand. Hinata Hikaru shook his head. In this world, there will always be times when you have to fight even though you know you will lose. Well. The branch Jounin nodded repeatedly, and the other Jounin and elders on the stage also looked at him with approval. Ninjas always have to fight even though they know they will lose. Countless ancestors sacrificed their lives in order to protect their relatives and friends. Among them, there are so many invincible situations. If everyone ran away when they saw that they were not as powerful as the enemy, then Konoha and the Hyuga clan would have perished long ago. This kind of will is not only possessed by the ninjas of Konoha Hidden Village, but also by ninjas from other countries, even small countries. The Second Ninja War is in full swing, and the fire has spread from big countries to small countries. For example, in the beginning, everyone thought the Rain Country was a tough nut to crack. But later, the three great ninja villages of Konoha, Tsunagakuer, and Iwagakuer discovered that Imegakuer was a hedgehog with thorns all over its body. Are there many ninjas in Imegakuer village? Not much, dozens of times less than any other big country. But, the ninjas of Imegakuer village who were not afraid of death, under the leadership of the ninja world's demigod Sanshou Hanzo, resisted the invasion of three major powers. This kind of thing, it is really rare for Hinata Hikaru to understand it at such a young age. And Hinata Maesumi. The answers I wrote were precise and sound in theory, but I forgot the word reality. Hinata Maesumi. The branch Jounin looked at her. Do you admit defeat? I admit defeat. Hinata Maesumi lowered her head with a sullen face, but no one knew whether she really admitted defeat. But the Jounin of the branch family present didn't care about this kind of thing at all. Hikaru Hinata's number one was the number one. It was useless no matter how stubborn Xiao Xiao was. It was completely unable to change the results they made after approving the test papers. The first test is over, let's continue with the second test. The branch Jounin announced. Everyone under the steps stood up and moved the copywriting in front of them to the edge to make room for the dojo. After the written test, there is actual soft boxing training. The announcement of the end of the first game did not calm down the feelings of the separated Chunin and Genin. Their hearts were filled with memories of Hinata Hikari winning first place. The little psycho who was looked down upon by them became a ninja student, a Genin, and a Chuyunin one after another, and now he actually won the first place. This is really an unbearable result. As a result, they repeatedly glanced sideways at Hinata Hikari who was moving the copy. Hinata Maesumi approached Hinata Hikari and glared at her fiercely. Hyaga Hikari, so what if you ranked first in the written test? The ninja world is a world that values strength after all. Next, I will completely defeat you. Is she so unable to accept failure? The Jounin and elders on the stage ignored the scene and shook their heads. From their point of view, no matter what the result of Hinata Maesumi's next competition is, they can't let them take a high look at it again. But Hinata Maesumi didn't notice these things at all. Her attention was completely focused on Hinata Hikaru. She was embarrassed in front of Hinata Hisashi today, so she naturally would not feel good. It was obviously an important opportunity to get close to Hinata Hisashi, but she failed to grasp it. And all this is because of Hinata. Hinata Hikaru put down the copywriting in his hand, raised his head, and looked at Hinata Maesumi, with a hint of sarcasm on his cute little face. She just said two words, Zaza. This scumbag sentence immediately made Hinata Maesumi furious. She was so angry that she was shaking all over and stood there, her pretty face twitching continuously. After that, Hinata Hikaru was like a proud peacock, with her little tail almost raised to the sky. But when everyone saw her proud look, no one dared to laugh at Hinata Hikaru in person. There is no way, number one means you can do whatever you want. Hikaru Hinata, I'm looking forward to fighting you. At this time, Hinata Hisashi came over and said with a smile, which dispelled a lot of his original gloom. Quack. I don't care about this, the leader. Hinata Hikari waved her little hand in disgust, as if it was natural. Asshole. This Hinata Hikaru is so good at pretending. The people in the separate families who had originally given up the idea of laughing at Hinata Hikari became angry again. They were really angry. Scumbags, what are you looking at? Do you want to admire the majesty of this leader? Hinata looked around nervously, and in an instant, she puffed up her little chest, feeling as proud as she wanted. Everyone. Outside the wall of the Hyaga clan's mansion, Namikaze Minato, squatting on a tree trunk, breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that the first level has been passed. Yasong nodded, not surprised by this result at all. Hinata Hikari is justice, and justice will prevail. So, what is the actual combat problem? Namikaze Minato looked at Nasomatsu. The essence of the telescope is a telescope. But this technique is not powerful enough to be able to clearly see small characters 100 meters away. But Yasong was different. He controlled the spider at the scene and could clearly see everything, including the answers written by Hinata Hikari. When Namatsu said it, the expression on Namikaze Minato's face turned into astonishment, and then, a gentle smile bloomed. As expected of Hinata Hikari-san. Namikaze Minato had a clear understanding, and he had already understood the answer Hinata Hikaru would give. The second competition is about to begin, Yesong reminded. After that, he and Namikaze Minato stared at the Hyuga clan's dojo again. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 352. Who came first? The branch Jounin looked around. The dojo has been vacated, and the Chuyunin and Genin of the separate families are surrounding the walls. At first glance, the place is empty. I come. At this moment, Hinata Maesumi emerged from the crowd. The Hyuga clan's sparring competition is different from other clans. It's not a lottery or a family arrangement, it's just random play. After taking the field, you can choose your opponent. Of course, your opponent also has the right to give up. Those tribesmen who give up too many times will be judged as failures and will be ranked accordingly. Everyone's eyes were focused on Hinata Maesumi, and without even thinking, they knew who she was going to choose as her opponent. The opponent I want to choose is Hikari Hinata. Hinata Maesumi raised her hand and pointed at Hinata Hikaru standing in the crowd. It must have been less than a year since Hikaru became a Chuyunin. A clan member whispered. No, it's less than half a year, another tribesman explained. So, she will never be a match for Hinata Maesumi, who has been a Chuyunin for more than a year. Hinata Maesumi, currently 14 years old. At the age of 13, he was promoted to Chunin. During this period, more than 20 B-level missions were carried out, and the B-level missions were to confront ninjas. It can be said that he has rich practical experience. At least, he has to instantly kill Hinata Hikaru, who has only performed one B-level mission. I heard that the only B-level mission Hinata performed was when he let the enemy go. No, she's obviously running away in a panic, but she can't do it at all. The tribesmen were discussing the rumors coming from the mission release office. Hearing the discussions among the clansmen, Hinata Machan was even more determined. She said, Hyuga Hikaru, do you dare to accept the challenge? Hinata Maesumi is looking forward to giving Hinata Hikaru a good lesson. She wants to regain her lost face. As long as she can defeat Hinata Hikaru, everything will be solved. Quack. Why don't you dare? Hinata Hikari's little face was full of confidence. With a flick of his sleeves, he entered the room and stood still. Everyone was shocked at first, and then said that she had lost her mind and was looking for abuse. Everyone shook their heads or sighed that Hinata Hikari was overestimating his abilities. Of course, most of them wanted to see a joke. After all, in their minds, Hinata Hikaru is just a little psycho, just being used for fun. After standing still, Hinata Maesumi assumed a soft fist posture, but Hinata Hikaru remained motionless. Gah! Hinata is so stupid. I would like to remind you first that you are no match for me. If you admit defeat now, you won't have to make that ugly face of yours later. Do you understand? Hinata Hikari's very arrogant words caused everyone to be shocked. But then, they remembered that Hinata had always been so arrogant. Talking right away has almost become her signature image. Humph. This little psychopath is so stubborn even when he's about to die. Watch your moves. Without waiting for the division Jounin to announce the start, Hinata Maesumi rushed towards Hinata Hikaru in one stride. The speed of Chuyunin is naturally not comparable to that of Genin. In addition, the Hyuga clan has a taijutsu bonus, so the speed is naturally incredibly fast, and can even rival some special Jounin. Hinata Maesumi's body slightly released murderous aura. She has performed more than 20 B-level missions and killed many hostile ninjas with soft fists. It is easy to understand why she developed murderous aura. But in the blink of an eye, she rushed in front of Hinata Hikari. Hinata Meisumi's speed caused a burst of exclamation. Many branch family members present believed that they were no match for Hinata Meisumi. Sure enough, she had two tools to chase after Hinata Hisashi. In Hinata Meisumi's mind, Hinata Hikaru, a little psycho, was only worth one slap from her. One palm is enough, there is no need to use more physical skills. Hinata Hisashi put away his smile and looked at the scene with a slightly serious expression. Having been immersed in the soft fist technique for a long time, I naturally understand how powerful Hinata Meisumi's attack was, which was obviously using all her strength. Could it be that she wanted to kill Hinata Hikaru? The separate genin and genin exclaimed, while the separate jounin looked at the scene very calmly. If she can't bear a palm, it only means that she is just talking on paper. Being injured is a lesson. Snapped. The air vibrated, the blue chakra cyclone overflowed, and a slight breeze blew across everyone's cheeks. Soft fist is a physical technique that uses acupuncture points on the palms or the fingertips of the 5 fingers to release chakra to cause damage to the enemy. However, what everyone imagined that Hinata would be knocked down did not happen. On the contrary, Hinata Hikari just waved his palm calmly, which cancelled out the chakra cyclone released by Hyuga Meisumi. No, it's impossible. The scene where everyone's eyes suddenly opened wide and pairs of white eyes gathered together could be made into a horror movie. Hinata Hikaru actually resisted Hinata Meisumi's soft fist. That little white hand was not as big as the latter's palm, but it stood like a mountain peak in front of Hinata Gen. In front of Chun's palm, he firmly resisted her attack. Even the jounin of the Hyuga branch on the stage suddenly opened their eyes. Without him, the means used by Hinata Hikaru to block Hinata Meizumi were too terrifying. She didn't release the chakra cyclone at all to counteract Hinata Meisumi's soft fist. Instead, he directly used his body, a small hand, to forcefully defeat the latter's chakra. Is it possible? Everyone's eyes were focused on Hinata Hikaru, and the expression on his face was extremely wonderful, either horrified, stunned, or shocked. The mere physical power of the human body can be so strong. Suddenly, the branch jounin and elders present remembered a pair of iron palms. A pair of iron palms belonging to Elder Hyuga Yoshitatsu. Hinata Yoshitatsu not only mastered the soft fist to great perfection, but his iron palms can also break gold and jade. This daylight. He is just a guy who has just become a Chuyunin. A child less than 10 years old can actually improve his physical fitness to such an extent. No. How is this possible? Hinata Meisumi, who was the first to bear the brunt, was even more horrified. Her chakra was actually defeated by pure physical power. You know, something like chakra can crush wood when released slightly from acupuncture points, and yet such a small white hand looks unscathed. Hinata Meisumi only felt that she had hit a copper wall with her palm and could no longer move forward. Gah! Hinata is so stupid. The leader of the sect has just told you, since you don't listen to good advice, then don't blame the sect for taking action. The expression on Hinata Hikari's nervous little face suddenly changed and became extremely serious. Then, a surging chakra wave burst out from her body. Even the air trembled. Chunin, no, this chakra aura is so fast that it can rival a special jounin. Everyone looked at Hinata Hikaru in fear. They all opened their Byakugan in unison, and they could clearly see the chakra that was roaming in Hinata's body clearly. Having more chakra does not necessarily mean you will be strong, but a truly strong person must have more chakra. This is the iron law of the ninja world. Whether it is the first Hokage, the second Hokage, or even the third Hokage who has just reached middle age, the amount of chakra is extremely terrifying. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 353. A trace of surprise flashed in Hinata Hisashi's eyes, and he remembered all the legends about Hinata Hikari. Facing this instruction, Hinata Hisashi was skeptical and half-believing. But after seeing him today, he finally understood the true meaning of those rumors. There's no doubt about it, Hikaru Hinata is very strong. Everyone's expressions were wonderful, so wonderful that it could hold a beauty contest. Gah! How about it, Hinata is so stupid. Do you think you are really stupid now? Hinata smiled sarcastically, looking at the latter proudly with her exquisite clear eyes. The Hyuga clan's soft fist is very strong, but the emphasis is on the word soft, which is a skillful way of injecting chakra into the enemy's body. To put it bluntly, it means bullying people with low defense. Really encountering something, the sticky gold armor of the Earth Spider clan, the corpse bone veins of the Kagaya clan, the Thunder Chakra armor, and even the Iron Kingdom warriors wearing armor, can only be blinded. But Hinata Hikaru, who has mastered the Saru Demon Fist, wants to destroy Hinata Meisumi's Ro Fist with just a few gestures. Hinata Meisumi completely reacted after being frightened. She didn't understand why this little psycho didn't take advantage of the situation, but there was no doubt that it gave her a chance to breathe. As long as you stay away from her and think about countermeasures, you still have a chance. Konoha, whirlwind. Hinata Meisumi had no chance. Hinata Hikaru spun her body and kicked Hinata Meisumi away. Boom. Hinata Meisumi flew backwards and fell heavily to the floor, causing a muffled sound. Pain, confusion, and then, unparalleled humiliation and anger. Hinata Hikaru actually humiliated her using a bad D-level taijutsu. The implication, you are not even qualified to let me use soft fist. The Hyuga clan is skilled in physical arts, especially the soft fist. And Hinata Hikari actually used a physical technique that was not Hinata's soft fist. This caused a burst of discussion among the crowd, and this behavior of not following the routine confused everyone. It was as if everyone on the battlefield was killing enemies with kunao and shurikens, and suddenly someone came in with a submachine gun. And Hinata Hikaru was the one who barged in with a submachine gun. The style of painting is completely different. This is not Hinata at all. However, they overthink it. Compared to soft boxing, Hinata Hikaru just prefers and is good at hard boxing. Yet, Hinata Meijin let out a loud cry, stood up suddenly, and rushed towards Hinata Hikaru again. However, there was no need for her to come forward this time, because Hinata Hikari had already taken the initiative to greet him. Konoha, power, prelude. Hikari flew up with a kick. The taijutsu that hits the whole body is fast and hard. It can be said that it is the fastest among D-level taijutsu. This move, a physical technique invented by Mat Dai, was used by Hinata Hikaru. Boom. There was no time to parry, because Hinata Chunjen had never seen this kind of taijutsu. Someone actually used such a strange posture to fly up. Therefore, Hinata Hikaru's right foot directly kicked Hinata Meisumi's chest. The force was so strong that the air in Hinata Meisumi's lungs was suddenly squeezed out. Hinata Meisumi flew into the air, her arched body flew straight back, and she rolled on the floor 7 or 8 times before she could stop. The whole place was silent. Quack. Hinata's light floated to the ground, and that weird laughter echoed in the dojo. You must be a daredevil if you don't slip your legs when punching. Poor and weak. Poor and weak. Ho. Hinata Meisumi let out a rapid gasping sound like a drowning person. Seeing that she didn't faint on the spot, Hinata couldn't help but frown her beautiful brows. Hey, you are still conscious. Is it blocked by 2 useless piles of fat? Hinata Hikari's unabashed words caused a violent cough in the crowd. Even the jounin of the branch family and the elders on the stage were all looking at the ceiling, pretending not to hear what Hinata Hikaru just said. Humiliation, the ultimate humiliation. Hinata Meisumi stared at Hinata Hikaru, but there was nothing she could do. He was blown up at close range, and was blown up again before he could get in front of Hinata Hikari. What's the fun in this? Hinata Magen, my leader gave me good advice before, but you didn't listen, so you lost your ugly face, that's what you asked for. Hinata said loudly. It is mediocre not to be envied by others. In this world, there are always unscrupulous people who want to harm my leader. Hinata shook his head and sighed. Wait for me, Hinata Hikaru, Hinata Maesumi said coldly and tremblingly. In the future, I will pay you back twice as much. Hinata Maesumi covered her chest, like a beast licking its wounds, and limped toward the crowd. However, Hinata Hikari immediately changed his gaze and waved at Hinata Mage's back, quack. No need to wait, I am free now. Hinata Maesumi stumbled and almost fell down. Shameless, how shameless. When everyone saw Hinata's miserable appearance, and then looked at the arrogant Hinata Hikaru, they felt as if all the seasonings had been knocked out of their hearts. Hyuga Maesumi's tragic defeat made everyone re-evaluate Hyuga Hikaru's strength. They all compared their own strength with Hikaru Hinata, and finally found in despair that they were no match for Hikaru Hinata. There is no doubt that Hyuga Light is very strong. She was such a powerful guy, but they used to look down on her, laugh at her, and not take her seriously. You can play with Hinata Maesumi at will without using soft fist. If you use soft fist. Quack. Who else wants to challenge this leader? Hinata looked around, and the people she looked at immediately lowered their heads, or raised their faces to look at the ceiling, pretending not to hear. In the split of the Nyodai clan, no one with a sense of Shuyunin stood up. There is no way, being humiliated by this method, is not something ordinary people can endure. That being the case, why do they still humiliate themselves? This is a kind of wisdom in life. The separated ninjas comfort themselves, like ostriches burying their heads in the sand. I come. At this moment, a gentle voice came from the crowd, which immediately attracted everyone's attention. Who is it? They were thinking, which warrior would dare to take the initiative to fight? The answer is, Hyuga Hisashi. In the eyes of everyone who were either excited or surprised, Hinata Hisashi slowly walked to the field and stood still. The killing intent fluctuates, this opponent is worth fighting. Teach her a lesson, some tribesmen immediately shouted. Master Hisashi, defeat that little psycho, a girl from a separate family cheered. Suddenly, Hyuga Hisashi became the hope of the whole family and the hope of defeating Hikari. Ga. Hinata Hisashi, aren't you afraid of losing to this leader? Hinata Hikari put his hands behind his back, as a matter of course. Hearing Hinata Hikaru's arrogant words, everyone just thought she was so hateful. However, Hinata Hisashi smiled softly, don't be afraid, winning or losing is a common thing for military strategists. Last time, the two of us still couldn't decide the winner. Hyuga Hisashi refers to the time when Hyuga Shui was in hot water last time. Okay. Hinata nodded her little head vigorously. This leader will use the murderous wave to break your soft fist technique today. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 354. The murderous intention fluctuates. Everyone suddenly remembered the rumors of Hinata Hikari's murderous intention. In the large house of the Hyuga clan, Hyuga Hikaru has never made a few moves, so most people don't understand him very well. To them, Hinata Hikaru's fluctuations in murderous intent were like a flash in the pan. Now, Hinata Hisashi brought it up in particular, which aroused everyone's curiosity again. There was no winner in the last competition? What's the meaning? They didn't know when Hinata Hisashi had sparred with Hinata Hikari. Okay, then this leader will sell you another face and fulfill your long-cherished wish. What Hinata Hikaru said was so natural that everyone felt that she deserved to be beaten, and they felt really angry in their hearts. After Hyuga Hisashi made a declaration that he was not afraid of losing, he put his left hand in front and his right hand around him. It was the soft fist starting posture of the Hyuga clan. In the eyes of Hinata Hisashi, this tribesman who was 4 years younger than him became even more incredible. Hinata Maesumi is not a soft-footed shrimp. Even though she was beaten to death, in fact, Hyuga Maesumi is not weak at all. But Hinata Hikari was actually able to play with her. Be careful. After Hinata Hisashi said these words, he ran towards Hinata Hikaru. During this process, the chakra aura in his body began to surge, and his momentum increased steadily, even completely surpassing Hinata Hikaru. So strong. The people in the branch family watched the scene without blinking, looking forward to Hinata Hisashi's performance. Only Hinata Hikaru can help them teach Hinata Hikari a lesson. Stable. This is the thought in everyone's mind. If Hinata Hisashi, whose aura is stronger than Hinata Hikaru's, takes action, he will naturally win. However, Hinata Hikaru gave a strange laugh. Instead of retreating, he advanced and actually took the initiative to meet him. The next step is a head-on confrontation. Everyone watched the scene intently. When Hinata Hisashi was close to Hinata Hikari, he stepped out. Soft fist. Snapped. Hinata Hikaru's palm and Hinata Hisashi's palm collided. Everyone stared at this incredible scene with wide eyes. There is no doubt that the reason why they were so shocked was that Hinata Hisashi also used pure physical power. Hey! Hinata Hikari's eyes widened a bit, and what she faced was the smile that formed the corners of Hinata Hisashi's lips. In an instant, Hinata Hikaru reacted. This guy Hyuga Hisashi was taught by Elder Hyuga Ryutatsu and overcame the characteristic of soft fist that can only be used to make tricks. In other words, even if a steel plate is standing in front of Hyuga Hisashi, he can still smash it with one palm. Interesting. Hinata murmured, his fighting spirit high. It's nice to meet a guy who isn't a soft-footed shrimp. Finally, I can have a fun and enjoyable battle. Or, Hyuga Hisashi can serve as her training bag? Pa! Pa! In the air, the two figures intertwined with each other, and their forearms collided back and forth, getting faster and faster. Everyone watching the scene was dumbfounded. Especially the jonins on the stage. This scene made them understand one thing in an instant, which was also what Hinata Hikaru had just understood. Their expressions changed, they turned their heads sideways, whispering, and seemed to be discussing something. When it comes to the future status of the separation family, they must treat it with caution. On the court, Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Hisashi's fight was like two completely different styles. Hinata's attack looked like a violent storm, non-stop, as if it had endless energy. The difference between the day and the day is like a deep valley, taking advantage of every opportunity and not being impatient. After fighting for 10 more rounds, the two men made a mistake and separated. Not bad, Hinata Hisashi, you really have two brushes. Hikari rarely praised others, which was an extremely rare thing. You're not bad either, Hinata Hisashi smiled slightly, but you can't tell the result, use your true skills. As you wish. Hinata Hikaru's aura changed and climbed again, even the Byakugan was activated. Everyone who was originally shocked became even more confused about what to say. Emotions, Hinata Hikaru hadn't used her full strength just now. In other words, they are all people who deliver food to Hinata Hikaru, and they are not Hinata Hikaru's opponents at all. Be careful. Hinata stepped forward and slapped her right palm. Boom. In the crowd that was afraid to show their anger, the red flame-like breath was beating, which was the murderous intention wave of Hinata Hikari. Hinata Hisashi opened his eyes, put away his smile, and put on a look as if he was facing a formidable enemy. Just look at it with your white eyes and you can understand how terrifying this aura is. You have to use all your strength. Thinking of this, Hinata Hisashi stretched out his right arm, and the chakra cyclone surrounding the front of his right palm continued to gather. It was like substance. Even the air was vibrated by the chakra cyclone, forming twisted ripples. The speed of the two people increased several times at this moment, like two lightning bolts. Many people looked at the scene in shock. Each of them opened their Byakugan. It was precisely because of their Byakugan that they could capture the movements of Hinata Hikari and Hinata Hisashi. In Byakugan's black and white vision, everything was different. Hinata Hisashi resembles a blue torch figure that burns to the extreme. The daylight is like a red meteor. Boom! The blue and red humanoids collided, and in an instant, the blue dimmed partially, while the red only flickered for a moment, and then burned more fiercely again. Killing intent wave rock strike. Hikari's front straight punch, the strongest sea-level straight fist technique, was punched out. The clever soft fist can no longer carry Hinata's current power. Maybe 32 Bagua or even 64 palms can, but Hinata cannot expose the fact that she can hit higher levels of combos. Because from now on, people will inevitably get to the bottom of it. How is it possible for a branch family member to learn the 64 palms of Bagua? Therefore, Hinata Hikaru chose her own physical skills, The strange and obscene skills looked down upon by the Hyuga tribe. It's Luhan Fist. Sea-level physical skill Luhan Fist. The Hyuga clan is worthy of being the master of Taijutsu. Even the members of the branch family who are watching can recognize the Taijutsu used by Hikaru Hyuga. As we all know, the power of soft fist will increase exponentially according to the combo. If 16 Bagua palms have C-level power, then 32 Bagua palms have B-level power, and 64 Bagua palms have A-level power. Only some branch jounin can connect the soft fist to the 32 Bagua palms through their own understanding. Level B is already the limit for ordinary branch family members. Further self-realization is no longer something that can be achieved through hard work, but rather through talent. Talent. Just like Hyuga Niji in the original work, among countless branch families, he was the only one who could practice Bagwazang to 64 Bagwazang on his own. Hikaru Hinata's move is already invincible in C-level Taijutsu. If Hinata Hisashi wants to break it, he must hit more than 16 palms in an instant. Is it too late? The Jonins of the separate families have more practical combat experience and stronger eyesight. They can see the dilemma faced by Hinata and Hisashi in an instant. Apparently, too late. Because Hinata Hikaru has practiced the Arhat boxing to the point where he can send and receive it from the heart and become a master. So, Hinata and Hisashi lost? Not yet. Hinata Hisashi's right hand turned into a claw and struck out with one palm. Bagua, Kongjang. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 355. Boom. With ordinary eyes, one could only see a twisted, transparent airflow coming from Hinata Hisashi's palm. And only people from the Hyuga clan understand, what is shot out is a concentrated block of chakra. Hinata Hisashi actually knows the Bagua Kongjang of the clan family. Everyone was stunned for a moment, and then they came to their senses. Although Hyuga Hisashi is a branch of the family, he is also the second son of the clan leader Hyuga Hisashi, so it is natural that he knows some clan skills. The Jonins of the separate families looked at each other, already understanding Hinata Hatan's meaning in their hearts. The clan leader is going to, Hyuga Hisashi will lead the division of the clan. The way they looked at Hinata Hisashi was different. It's the Bagua Kongjang. The Zone family's Bagua Kongjang. The separated boys and girls looked at the scene in front of them in shock. The clan's unique skills that they were so envious of appeared in the hands of Hyuga Hisashi. Boom. The close-range Bagua air palm collided with the waves of murderous intent and rock strikes, and exploded. Then, in everyone's almost dull eyes, the violent wave of murderous intent suddenly overwhelmed Bagua Kongjang, and Hinata Hisashi flew backwards. The sea-level trash, useless Goken and Arhat fist that they looked down upon, actually, defeated their Hyuga clan's unique skill, the 8 Trigram Sara Palm. The Hyuga clan has always regarded itself as the master of taijutsu. Except for his own soft fist, he doesn't look down on the physical skills used by others at all. How many Konoha ninjas were ridiculed by them for using various physical techniques? In their opinion, those Konoha fluid techniques were useless and useless. However, at this moment, Hinata hit their faces hard and swollen them, making those Yelang's arrogant branch family members feel their faces hurt terribly. Who said Hinata-Raquan is the strongest? Who says that other schools of taijutsu can't be used? Hinata Hikaru used actual combat to tell them that they can't do it, but she can. A sea-level Arhat boxing technique is. The surrounding branch family members were trembling inwardly, unable to believe this scene. The next moment, the figure of the branch Jounin flashed, and when the figure appeared again, he was already behind Hinata Hisashi. He gave Hinata a gentle pat from behind, preventing Hinata from falling to the ground and losing face. Okay, the discussion ends here. The branch Jounin announced. Hinata's eyes lit up. Sure enough. Hinata Hikaru estimated the speed of himself and the branch Jounin, and found that he was not as good as him. But it doesn't matter, after a while, she will level up and she will definitely be stronger than the Jounin of the same level. Hinata Hikaru has this confidence. I haven't lost yet. Hinata Hisashi said gently after he stood firm. It seemed that even if he fell, it wouldn't be a big deal. This is indeed the case. When you are on the battlefield, let alone falling, sometimes you have to roll on the ground and scratch yourself. What is face, can it be eaten? Hinata Hisashi didn't care about his own face at all, he was just aroused by Hinata Hikaru's competitive spirit. How long, I haven't seen such a strong young generation from the separation family. His heart, which had been struck by fate and immersed in it, finally started to burn again. Of course I know you didn't lose. The branch Jounin's mouth curved in an inexplicable way, and his white eyes flashed with a light that Hinata Hisashi didn't understand. The next moment, he turned around and looked around at everyone. This year, the two strongest people, Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Hisashi, do you have any opinions? Everyone whispered, how could they dare to say no after seeing the methods of Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Hisashi? Isn't that looking for abuse? Therefore, everyone shook their heads to show that they were convinced. The branch Jounin nodded with satisfaction. Don't be too discouraged. Hinata's strength is due to her will and her blood inheritance limit. If she doesn't have that special blood inheritance limit, who do you think will win? The branch Jounin looked around at everyone, naturally protecting the face of the Hyuga clan's taijutsu. The implication is that Hinata Hikari has no killing intent and is definitely not Hinata Hisashi's opponent. Everyone's confidence, which had been shattered, began to return, and everyone was saying, I am the best in the ninja world of Hyuga taijutsu. At this moment, an inappropriate and strange smile reached everyone's ears. Quack. Hinata laughed strangely, causing everyone to stop talking. The leader is not convinced. The fluctuation of killing intent is an ability that I have developed myself, and it was not given by others. Why can't it be counted as my own strength? Hinata Hikaru looked at the branch Jounin very unhappily, with contempt on his cute little face. Even if my leader doesn't have murderous intent, I can still practice other blood inheritance limits. For example, Ripple Kigong, the Ripple Kigong modified by Namikaze Minato. She Hikaru is Hikari. There is no wave of killing intent, there is Ripple Kigong, there is no Ripple Kigong, there is also a substitute ninja. If there is no plug-in, just make one yourself. That's how powerful and confident you are. Hiss. The branch Jounin took a breath and thought, doesn't this naughty kid know how to save face for others? He also wants to save face. Hinata Hikari looked at everyone coolly, scumbag, you guys are a bunch of scumbags. And Hinata Hikaru's speech was obviously regarded as bragging by everyone. Someone shouted, Hayajaka, you don't have a good ancestor, how can you awaken the wave of murderous intent? Someone else said, that's right, if you don't have the blood of the Hyuga clan, where do you get the murderous wave from? In their opinion, Hinata just got an advantage and behaved, and it was obviously because of the influence of the ancestors of the Hyuga clan. They didn't know which generation of clan members awakened this ability, and it was later inherited by her descendants. This is the world that Hikaru Hinata lives in, the world of Naruto. The lineage theory is deeply rooted. A bunch of scum, that's why you accept the fate of the branch family, but I don't accept it. The leader must break the fate of the branch family. Get rid of the mark of the caged bird on your forehead. Hinata murmured, flicked his sleeves, and walked aside. In her opinion, these resigned guys have no right to talk to her. She, Hikaru Hinata, wants to change her destiny against the will of heaven. Seeing Hinata walking aside angrily, everyone who had stopped reacted later. Hikaru Hinata, ranked first in the written test and first in physical skills. How incredible this is! Although the result was not announced, anyone with a discerning eye could see that Hikaru Hinata was ahead of Hikaru Hinata. Just when the jonins of the separate families were about to announce the candidates for the next round of competition. Outside the door, a figure bumped in. The person who came in with a cold face was none other than Ri Xiang Xiao. I thought it was almost over here. Hinata Xiao looked around, and then saw a very proud Hinata Hikari. Hinata Xiao was stunned for a moment. Did you get first place? What he said was so straightforward and powerful, as if Hinata should be the first. Quack. Of course, Pingtu Xiao, don't you still know how powerful this leader is? Hinata Hikaru's angry expression quickly turned from gloomy to clear, and she happily talked to Hinata Xiao. For a moment, the whole place was silent again. The Zone family, Hinata Xiao, Pingtu Xiao. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 356. What the hell is this title? Doesn't Hinata Hikaru know that this is treason? Ri Xiangxiao is a noble clan member. But Ri Xiangxiao didn't look angry at all, and didn't even react at all. It was this reaction that shocked everyone even more. Then, Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Xiao chatted like no one else was around. It seems that the two are not separate family members and clan members with very different identities. But the question is, how could the Zone family be so easy to talk to? Each one of them pretended to have their nostrils turned upward and their chins to look at people, wishing they could demote the branch family to nothing and treat them like slaves. But, this Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Xiao. I believe you will be an instant success in the family competition. Ri Xiangxiao said in a determined tone. Compared to his cold tone towards others, his tone towards Hinata Hikaru was much gentler. This scene left many family members stunned. Especially, those separated girls. As we all know, Ri Xiangxiao is extremely proud. She is one of the clan members whose nostrils are turned upward. To describe her as arrogant is not an exaggeration. Whenever someone is unhappy with someone, he will speak out and retaliate. He is one of those Taihan Han people. When has he ever been so easy to talk to? Waiting for your performance this afternoon. Finally, Ri Xiangxiao nodded towards Ri Xiangguang, and walked away in the eyes of everyone who couldn't believe it. Hikaru Hinata, do you dare to be my opponent? Here I go, this little psycho's opponent is me. The crowd was excited, and every member of the branch family rolled up their sleeves and stared, wanting to come up and teach Hinata a lesson. However, Hinata Hikaru looked around the scene with disdain on his face. You are not qualified to challenge my leader. If you want to challenge my leader, you must first defeat my leader's defeated General Hinata Hisashi. Shameless. Everyone cursed in unison. Hyaga Hisashi, I leave these scum to you. Hinata Hikari flicked her sleeves and walked away, walked away, walked away. Hinata was stunned for a moment, and she didn't know what expression to use. Moreover, when he saw the familiar conversation between Hinata Hikaru and Hinata Xiao, an indescribable sense of loss arose in his heart, which was hatred for the fate of his separated family. Outside the Hyaga clan's mansion, Namikaze Minato squatted on the tree trunk and put down the telescope in his hand. Although he couldn't hear the sound from the scene, he also knew that Hinata Hikari won. Her ability surpasses that of the head of the Hyaga clan, and Hinata Hisashi, the second son of Hinata Hitsun, is enough to prove her strength. Next to him, Yesong also stopped controlling the spider. He looked at Minato Namikaze meaningfully, which made Minato Namikaze laugh a few times. What's the matter, Namatsu-kun? Namikaze Minato. Nasomatsu's black eyes stared at him steadily. It seems that you have a lot of love rivals. The name change has not yet been successful, and Namikaze Minato still needs to work hard. Namikaze Minato. After the internal competition within the branch is over. Akio, this leader is hungry. Hinata Hikari walked back to her courtyard and called out the name of Hinata's maid. Hinata Chiu specially told Hinata Hikaru this morning not to eat breakfast, otherwise, she will be hit in the abdomen later. As a result, Hinata Chiu had no idea that Hinata Hikaru would be the first. And Hinata Hikaru only realized at this moment that Hinata Chiu was still in the dojo. Hey, then there is nothing we can do. I, the leader, will go out to eat Ichiraku ramen. Hinata touched her shriveled wallet and walked out of the Hinata clan's mansion happily. On the street, people come and go. Haha, Hikari-san, what a coincidence. The above is from the very coincidence of encountering Hinata Hikaru's Namikaze Minato, and Namatsu. Without saying a word, Hinata took out a pocket watch. Hey, it's already 11 o'clock, it's not too early to have lunch. Do you also want to go eat Ichiraku ramen with my leader? Hinata said loudly. Yeah, Namikaze Minato nodded repeatedly. Afterwards, the three of them went to Ichiraku ramen together. At this time, there were already ninjas eating ramen in the ramen shop. Hey, it's you three. The owner of Ichiraku ramen said hello to Hinata Hikari and the others very warmly. When he saw the chinin vests worn by Namikaze Minato and Namatsu, he showed a very surprised expression. It's been so long since we last met, and now we've become a Chuyunin. However, Hinata Hikari. Namikaze Minato saw the confusion of the boss who was hitting him with his hands. He smiled and said, Boss, the three of us have become Chuyunin. Really? That's great. To celebrate you becoming a Chuyunin, I decided to give you some extra side dishes for free. He waved his hand with a smile on his face. Ga. Boss, you are such a good person, Hinata Hikaru said forcefully with a cute little face. So, the person who was given the good guy card enthusiastically served 3 bowls of ramen to the three of them, among which Hinata Hikari's side dishes were the most abundant. Afternoon, there should be a competition in the afternoon, Hinata Hikari-san. Namikaze Minato turned his head and asked with great concern. Although he was not clear about the specific matters, he also knew that the branch family would eventually face the Shangzone family. Hinata nodded firmly. In the afternoon, the branch family will fight with the clan family for rounds. That. Namikaze Minato scratched his blonde hair. Hikaru Hinata-san, are you confident in defeating Hinata Hikaru? Among the younger generation of the Hyaga clan, it is said that Hyaga Hyazu is the strongest. If Hinata Hikari wants to get the first place, she will definitely face Hinata Hikari. Yesong also put down his chopsticks and turned his head to look at Hinata Hikaru. However, Hinata's answer completely exceeded their expectations. I saw that the cute little face frowned, and there was indescribable disgust in the exquisite eyes. Those tribesmen who separated always find excuses when they lose, and they are very repulsive to my leader. They don't regard me as one of their own. Humph. I won't care about them. This afternoon, I will be waiting for you. Look at them being beaten up by the Zone family until their noses are bruised and their faces are swollen. Hinata Hikaru decided not to take action this afternoon. Why does she want to take credit for the separation? Even if her family members don't regard her as one of their own, does she need to show off her warm face to a cold butt? Namikaze Minato and Nasomatsu looked at each other and stopped talking. It seemed that things were far more complicated than they imagined. The division competition was over, the crowd dispersed, and the dojo temporarily returned to calm. What the family members discussed was not the afternoon competition, but the man of the hour Hinata Hikari. There was no way, Hinata's performance was too eye-catching. In the eyes of everyone, Hinata Hikaru is just a mentally ill loser, but in the end, he suddenly became the number one? This result is really hard to accept. Moreover, that special blood inheritance limit is really enviable. With one move of the unpopular C-level Luhan fist, one can confront the clan's Bagua Kongjang. Although they say they are disgusted, everyone is thinking, how nice would it be if they had this blood inheritance limit? What's more important is that Ri Xiangguang is so familiar with the Zone family's Ri Xiangxiao. How jealous! Because I don't know how many branch family members want to kneel down and lick the sect family members, but they can't.